where do we leave encouraging and enter politics, et cetera? So you've got a thought on how to, what's the best idea for encouraging families and what makes for a better society, et cetera. But other folks disagree, right? So first of all, should politicians be talking about it? Because when you have somebody like J.D. Vance say that childless cat ladies shouldn't get shouldn't get as much of a vote as people with kids, or okay, so that's such a weird comment that it's hard to tackle that one in a rational way. But one that is kind of growing in the right wing, and that Vance also talked about, is there shouldn't be no-fault divorces, and that we should force them to stay together unless they could name something horrific that happened that forced them to get divorced. So I'm curious what your take on that is.
Well, I think that's none of their business. I think if a couple decides that, I think we get divorced too fast in America, but that's the couple's decision. I mean, nobody has a right to tell them whether they should get a divorce or not. I think we get married too quick. I think if people would take at least as much time to focus on the marriage as they do the wedding, we'd probably be a lot better off, because they get real focused on flowers and seating charts and stuff like that, and they don't talk about what being married is really about. I'm a big fan of premarital counseling, whether it's you get it at your church or you buy a book or you do what, really think about what it means to be married. You gotta share time and space and money and the division of labor and kids and in-laws and religion and geography, all these things. Talk about it now. Just getting papers on him or her is not gonna solve all that. But if somebody decides they want to get a divorce, I always tell them, listen, you're not gonna solve a problem getting a divorce. You're just gonna get a different set of problems. And it's gonna get expensive because now you got two households instead of one and all, but that's none of my business. If they want to get a divorce, it's damn sure none of the government's business. If they want to get a divorce, it's absolutely none of their business whatsoever. But I often wonder if kids would rather live in a broken home or be from a broken home. There's some real debate about which is worse. You want to live in an emotionally barren relationship where it's cold and bitter between the two, or would you rather split time between two people that at least love you, if not the partner? I mean, there's mixed debate about that, but
I want to ask
it's certainly not the government's business.